Hello and welcome to Shine Time, a podcast all about car wash marketing. I'm your host, Kyle Alexander, and in this episode, we're getting into the specifics of car wash marketing messaging.
Sponsored by DRN, industry-leading LPR marketing database solution.
Right now, I'm joined again by Noel Peña. He is the Senior Executive Director of Sales and Business Development at DRN Data. Noel, thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
All right, let's talk a little bit about car wash marketing messaging. First question I got for you here. What are some of the challenges, maybe, that car washes face when it comes to their marketing messaging?
Sure, that's a common question. One of the most common issues that car wash marketers face is generalized marketing. To strategy and casting a wide net in the hopes of attracting the right audience. It's often done through geofencing or direct mail pieces that kind of just canvas the zip code. The hang up to this approach, which is quite often it happens, it doesn't allow the message to market match, the matching to a specific or viable message to the audience. It's really generic. So case in point example, I received a postcard for a free car wash, right? You, like many, received probably the same exact thing in the neighborhood. The downsides, you attract anyone and everyone who wants a free car wash. Like, who's not going to take an offer on a free car wash? Let's just consider that they liked the wash, but you didn't capture their information at the pay station. What now? So now you're chasing down a prospect that essentially came into the drive. LPR marketing is not a push method of marketing. It doesn't build connections through generic messages to connect. It's intent-based marketing. It's intent to attract an audience based on meaningful outreach. So kind of take an example. We're looking for that perfect buyer. How do we build a message around that particular profile?
And maybe kind of stemming off some of these challenges too, why aren't customer conversions working at car washes with marketing?
It's essentially because it's a very broad message. It's not very specific. It doesn't speak to the audience. It speaks at the audience, right? It's not connecting with someone. When you get an offer, when you get a message in marketing, it has to resonate in some fashion, right? It doesn't have, a lot of messages are out there. There's a lot of marketing that's going on, but it has to be identifiable to that actual individual. And having some of that demographic information to fall back on allows you to message it out and tailor the message out to that particular audience.
All right, so let's maybe flip the coin here, talk about more of the improvements that could be done instead of some of these challenges. How can car wash operators improve their marketing messaging?
Pretty simple. So with the ability to capture a plethora of marketing data through the passerby traffic, a marketer from a car wash could essentially build out their sequences and flows around a certain demographic. So if they have a specific offer, as everything else, right? Case in point, let's look at an offer. Let's say the offer is to attract a certain type of buyer. Maybe the audience is the wash is looking at attracting more families that have multiple vehicles. With the LPR marketing data, we could focus in on the data that is provided and focus in only on those people that have multiple vehicles. So as a marketer, and if I want to connect to families or people that have multiple vehicles in a special offer, I could tailor a message specifically to that group, knowing I can eliminate everyone else that doesn't have two or more vehicles. So if my offer is free washes for families, free washes for minivan owners, free washes for SUV owners, it's much more specific than just saying free wash.
I want to highlight something you're kind of saying there. You're really hitting on demographics there in your last answer. And I think for any marketing, it's pretty important to know who you're talking to and get as specific as you can. Maybe for car wash operators, how should they go about targeting those specific demographics with their marketing messaging? Is there any strategy that may tailor to a specific demographic?
It's really going to depend on who they're trying to attract, right? We talked about earlier or before in the last podcast, the audience that they're trying to capture. What does the audience look like in their CRM? And how did they attract the audience initially? Obviously, everyone in the car wash in the subscription plan is looking for people with a high lifetime value and obviously a low acquisition cost. Essentially, when they're building this marketing out, they're able to build different sequences In marketing, there's A/B testing. This allows for a lot of A/B testing or split testing to test out messages to market. So case in point, we have one specific offer. We can segment that into different audiences based on the LPR data that we've captured. So we know the customer that we're trying to target. We know the offer that we have for that audience. And now we can test out multiple things. So whether it's going to be a direct mail piece, or whether it's going to be an email campaign, or whether it's going to be a social media profile, the same things apply. The goal is testing with the data in small segmentation, and then doubling down on successful marketing efforts.
Awesome. Kind of wrap it up here. Is there anything specific? Is there a specific thing maybe that a car wash operator should highlight in their marketing messaging? And maybe kind of going off of that too, what are maybe some of the things that you're seeing in successful marketing strategies for car washing?
I think the most important thing with any marketing is understanding what the intent is. What is the intent of the marketing message? What is the intent? Who is the audience? And what is the offer? The intent, whether it's going to be brand awareness, is it going to be something that's community-based? Is it going to be a special free car wash offer? There has to be a very specific intent. From that point, develop, the audience. We understand who the audience is passing by. Does that audience resonate with that intent? And then testing. I think one of the most important things and understated things in marketing 101 is testing. A lot of people will take a massive data set and they will send out one message to that data set. Those buyers may be similar in demographic information. However, there may be some unique things about those, and breaking those down segmentation wise allows the marketer to test. And then once they've determined success and something resonates in conversion, they can double down in that audience and, of course, look for additional pieces of data that we can provide them through LPR marketing.
Awesome. Lots of great, important information there, Noel. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
If you have any questions about the topic that Noel and I just discussed, feel free to leave those down in the comments. Noel and I will be answering some of those questions in a future episode of Shine Time. Thanks for watching. See you next time.